All right, let's get started with the actual topics of the day. And the first one is a doozy from old Fort Bragg. We're doing, I don't mean to brag, but they got some penises down there, don't they, Kate?
They absolutely do. And folks,
that was weird.
Folks, I mean, they do, though. It is quite, you find a military base, you find yourself a sausage fest. Us ladies are getting in there, but they're still, but it has been a horny week online all around. And it kicked off with CNN contributor and staff writer for The New Yorker, Jeffrey Toobin, who was caught masturbating allegedly during a Zoom meeting in front of several staffers this week.
I don't think we have to say allegedly. It's proven.
It is proven. Toobin was mocked across.
Nothing alleged about it, in fact.
Yeah.
Toobin was then mocked across social media with so many jokes at his expense that hashtag #MeToobin began trending. The internet was just hardcore goofing on this.
Oh, yeah. If there's a dick story that comes out, it's like all bets are off. Here we go.
And it's because especially these days, we just really need a wacky dick story. Well, just when you thought the week couldn't get any hornier and the internet couldn't get any more horned up and talking about this stuff, move aside, Toobin, because here comes Fort Bragg.
No. We're not going to skip over it. There's also the people's mayor. The people's mayor was horned up and feeling on his
Rudy
little Johnson
Giuliani.
too.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't skip that. Jeffrey Toobin has to be thrilled that Rudy Giuliani's photo leaked of him reaching inside his trousers and feeling for a little trouser snake. He has to be so excited about that.
Now, I saw that was incorrect and inaccurate and that he was merely fixing his shirt.
I never once in my life have laid down flat on a bed and reached deep into my pants to fix my shirt.
Yeah, he's tucking his shirt in with his sports coat on and going all the way down to the bottom of his trousers.
Linda, listen. I'm just telling you what was said. That's all I'm doing here.
Anyway, as part of the new Borat movie, he got Rudy Giuliani, and there's some compromising photos, whether you agree with how they were gotten or not. Pretty weird, I would say. I'll just leave it at that. Pretty damn weird. So it's been a weird sex week going on here. Weird vibes. Everybody's all horned up and looking for little
very Babadook kind of vibe.
Very Babadook, and that's where Fort Bragg comes in. Finally, now the third story of the week. And it began with this, a tweet by a woman named on Twitter, Quinn Finite. And it's a photo of her. The camera, say, is down on a chair.
And let's just say, titties be popping.
Titties are popping. She has her top pulled up, and you can see her enormous, beautiful breasts. I mean, these are a real set of honkers she's got on her. And she says, your boner's point of view. So it's a view as if your penis was looking up at her. It was very artsy, to which the official verified Fort Bragg account replied, my faces, then my boners, then my faces again before I come up to give you a long, deep kiss. My goodness, Fort Bragg.
Horny Bragg. Whoa.
Things got a little more innocent when Quinn tweeted out, coffee. I guess she was going to get coffee. And Fort Bragg replied, tea. Instead, they're flirting now. Fort Bragg was flirting. Then it got more serious.
Rascals.
Quinn then tweeted out later in the day, bro, why did you subscribe to my OnlyFans if you hate pubic hair? Why, bro? Why? And she was talking about all the fellas out there, I guess, who subscribe to her OnlyFans and then complain that she's got pubes on her. Well, Fort Bragg, ahead of their time, said, he's lost and doesn't know a good thing when it's staring him in the eyes or tickling him his nose in this case. So Fort Bragg,
we're talking cunnilingus now.
We're talking cunnilingus. So this just shows that Fort Bragg is pro going down on a lady and fine with pubes. This leads me to believe it's the person doing this is from the 90s when pubes.
Oh, so you think it's an older one? I'm just glad it's not MCRD Paris Islands. I wouldn't want Bobby Yarborough's good name to be dragged through the mud.
No, absolutely.
Good old Bob.
After a while, Quinn noticed that Fort Bragg, the official account, was saying all these horny things to her, and she tweeted out, someone come get their fort. So somebody, your fort is out of control. Come get your fort, God damn it. And then the internet then picked it up. Once she tweeted that out, the internet realized that Fort Bragg was horny and exploded. Military people, non-military people, everybody was loving her tweets. Started getting thousands of likes.
And when a story like this comes up, a military story that gains widespread traction, we do get tagged in a lot, to get our opinion on it. These are the types that I really love. I don't care about a lot of the drama that goes on. people can lose their rifles all damn day. That really doesn't affect me much. You start talking about dicks, titties, and official base accounts tweeting about it, I am in.
You are in, and people were having a ton of fun at Fort Bragg's expense. This guy, Ben Meckler, said, in regards to the Toobin, the Jeffrey Toobin thing, wonder who's going to jerk it on camera tomorrow. And then a few hours later, he retweeted himself. He's like, oh, guess it's Fort Bragg. So yeah, people across the internet were just roasting them for being horny. There was a ton of speculation, people trying to defend Fort Bragg, saying it's one of those malicious hack bots and blah, blah, blah. And people are like, hack bots will go have some other agenda, not just getting super horny. I would also like to point out,
especially not for an American military base main account.
This was definitely a soldier as well, because they had the same grammar and use of punctuation marks as PFT commenter. So this was definitely, so the boners had an apostrophe S. It was boners. So yeah, we put up a poll on Zero Block 30 for the horniest military base, and the options were Fort Bragg, and Navy Coast Guard. Navy Coast Guard still won. So they're
I love horny. It. I love the commitment to Navy Coast Guard.
I actually, Kate, you're wrong here. Grammatically, that is correct, because he's talking about the possessive view from his boners. It's his boners point of view. He is correct in that apostrophe.
Oh. So see, this probably is somebody older then. If they know what they're doing in the grammar world, I would say it's someone older.
No, it is bizarre to give your face and your dick both the possessive authority, but I mean, may 1,000 blossoms bloom, as far as I'm concerned.
May 1,000 blossoms bloom. Listen, crocodiles kill so many people every year in
I ain't
Queensland.
Gonna spend any more time on it, because every 90 days a person is torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
Right, exactly. Well, once the fervor had kicked up enough, and I mean, it was trending across the internet. At Fort Bragg being horny, people were loving it. So Fort Bragg then put out a tweet saying, as many of you know, there was a string of explicit tweets from our account this afternoon. This was not the work of our admins. Our account was hacked. We apologize to our followers. We have secured our account and are looking into the matter. I'm guessing the person who tweeted that was the same person who was talking about their face deep in
cover your tracks. Yep.
Miss Quinn Finite's muff. Anyways, Quinn then, while this was happening, while Fort Bragg was trying to do damage control, Quinn was also utilizing all the hubbub. She then offered a 50% military discount to all troops on her OnlyFans. Brilliant move. And now it has a ton of likes. And I actually messaged her last night and was like, hey, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions, blah, blah. She didn't get back to me till this morning, but she is pumped at everything that's going on. She's like, this is the best thing ever, basically, is what she's saying.
Let's say from this viral tweet, conservatively, you're going to have at least 50 people sign up. And if you're charging $5 a pop, that's good money every month. I mean, that's a lot.
Pretty good money. And she's lovely. She's gorgeous. She's fun. She seems fun. And
she's funny. One of her tweets, normalize horny tweeting from U.S. Army forts.
Yeah, people are all about it.
Well, because let's be honest, the military in general, not just Fort Bragg, but the military in general does in fact get horny. Yeah, so I think it's honest. It's honest.
We do. We do get horny. But unfortunately, Fort Bragg themselves could not seem to normalize it. They went ahead and then deleted their account as the saga continued. And this morning, from journalist Alex Horton, the Fort Bragg hack was not a hack, which no shit. An administrator for the account, so it was an admin for the account, so that tweet probably came from, identified himself as the source of the tweets. Appropriate action is underway. The Fort Bragg account will be restored in the coming days, according to spokesman Colonel Joe Pacino. So I
need to know what came to light that whoever this person is felt the need to out themselves, as opposed to just deny until they died.
If we would actually get to a place in the military again where we care about that person to our left and our right, whenever the first one did it, the rest of them should have put their little dick skinners high in the sky and said, I am Spartacus as well. Yeah. Like where nobody's getting in trouble. If we're all being horny, nobody's horny, and there ain't shit you could do. To take a little page out of PMT's book for a little PR spin zone here, all Fort Bragg had to do was be like, yikes, we've all been on a deployment too long. Can't wait to get back home. Sorry, folks. And then just go back to your normal business and act like nothing happens. And it goes away because somebody else, within a matter of moments, let alone days, someone is going to be jerking off as well.
Yeah, and probably to Quinn with the 50% discount if they're a troop. My goodness. I just
get
love
a discount there, and with Arbortech tools with the power chisel right here. Give them a little hammer with the power chisel.
Speaking of power chisel, my goodness, that's but you're talking about, if one of them should get in trouble, they should all raise their hands and say it was me. I'm picturing like 3 PAOs, admins. Only 3 have the password. I wonder if right away, like 2 of them are 2 young lady corporals or something, and the third is
the only one I know, like the only Army PAO I know is Lady Love Staff. That's it.
Yeah, and then the third is like this crusty gunny, and right away they're all like, and the gunny's like, like I just wish this is one of those moments in the military where I wish I could be a fly on the wall to see as this was going down what was happening in that office.
Well, that's I think that's a good point, Kate, because when you're dealing with an account this size of Fort Bragg's Twitter account and like the importance there, that's not something you give somebody right out of like basic.
No
like,
shot. No,
they start at like some small level unit, like just a tiny little unit, and that has to go through multiple levels before they get the privileges to just a tweet on their own. You're talking about Fort Bragg, the biggest Army base in the world. Come on, man. That's somebody with a little bit of rank on their collar.
And again, the pubes, that they were into pubes. That's somebody at least, I'm going to say
that's a dead giveaway.
I think once you hit your 30s, fellas, you're going to have to get used to our pubes. We've given up. We're not shaving ourselves anymore like that. Well, we might get a landing strip, but
let's move on to round number 2.